Good evening. We are so happy you were joining us for another episode of Good News on Entertainment. I'm your host, Carly Boyette. We have a lot to cover tonight. A little later, we're going to look at the latest film to debut on PureFlix this month called Sun Moon. Plus, an in-depth look at PureFlix in general and why they are the leading streaming platform for faith-based movies and TV shows. But first tonight, Nashville just hosted one of the biggest nights and weekends for Christian music and their fans. I'm talking about the K-Love Fan Awards. The award show is now in its 10th year, and this year the popular sibling trio Kane hosted the show. Now, the live show has already come and gone, but if you're bummed you didn't get to go like myself, hey, it's going to be airing on TBN June 2nd. But joining me tonight with a little insight on why this night is so special and how the band Kane is soaking in this honor and amazing year is the brother of the sibling group, Logan Kane.
Hey guys,
we're Kane,
and we are so excited to be hosting the 2023 K-Love Fan Awards in Nashville, Tennessee.
We have some exciting things planned and maybe even a few surprises. All right, Logan joins me now, and I am such a fan of what you guys are doing and so excited. You told me before we got started, you're in the studio working on new music. This has been an amazing year for you guys. Tell me where your headspace is at right now as you're getting ready to host the K-Love Fan Awards as well.
Yeah, it is. As with anybody, I imagine if you're watching this, it's always a fight to stay like in a place of gratitude and thankfulness. And sometimes it's because you have nothing going on. And then in other seasons like this, there's no shortage of things going on. And so we're fighting to choose to be really appreciative of all these great things we're getting to do, even if they all fall on the same day, same week. So, the inverse of that is you have nothing going on. And so I think we are so thankful that God has opened all these doors for us, and we just hope that we can walk through them and serve. I think that's really like where our heart is whether it's live shows or new music or hosting the K-Love Fan Awards, we want to show up and serve the people that are there. And I just feel like I'm standing on the shoulders of the people that came before me. I think I'll always operate from that place. So it's exciting, and gosh, just trying to stay on my knees in prayer as much as I can to figure out, like, God, how can I, what do I need to let you have? What all can I completely delegate to you and help me know how to take care of my family and my own mental health and all the things. So a very long answer for a short question, but we're very thankful for what we're getting to do right now.
I love that answer, and I can tell your heart, and that's you guys have been so great on social media and letting people kind of go along on this journey with you as well, the good, bad, and the ugly. And I'm just so appreciative of that. I think our generation probably needs the realness and the genuine kind of outlook on everything that you guys are bringing to not only the music as well, but also the backstory.
Well, thank you. I mean, we try very hard. I think that we have, speaking of delegation, we have let loose of some of the other parts of our company because we feel like the social media part of it really is the connectivity. We have a great team around us that does a lot for us, but the social media side really is still us. And that's as good as a text message to me. And I want it to stay that way because I want people to feel like if they come see us live, they have access to us, and they, because regardless of what the numbers become, that has to still remain your like community. You know what I mean? Like that has to still be your people, and being able to keep a finger on the pulse of what those people want, because there are people that are, with us on social media that have been with us before we got a record deal, before we got involved in any of this. And so to be able to still say, hey, what do you guys want? What do you guys know? There's something very grounding about it.
Yeah. When I told you before we got started, my daughter and I saw you in Florida when you were here in Clearwater. It was her first concert. And I just love when, especially a concert like yours, when you see all ages coming together and worshiping together. It's got to feel like such a natural kind of high. It always feels like a piece of heaven, down here on earth when you're worshiping together. I can't imagine then what that is like with fans, and then now at an award show when you're with all these other artists. Obviously, you haven't hosted before, but you've been to other award show. But kind of open that curtain a little bit, because I'd imagine it's pretty surreal to be with fans, and then again to be with so many other artists that their goal is the same as well, just to glorify God in this amazing way.
Yeah, I think that it's like I'm just very proud as I've gotten to see behind the curtain myself. Even there are so many levels to this. As we've been involved with the fan awards the last 2 years, and that was a great honor. And then now to get to host and to have somewhat of a say in what the messaging is. And this is the 10th year of the award show. And so I won't give too much away, but I think that the heartbeat behind what we are trying to accomplish with this show is to make the distance between the people that are coming as fans and the people that are coming as artists very thin. We want people to understand that we really are all in this together. And like, some of us are making it, but if I write a song and nobody listens to it or shares it with their family, then it only goes so far. So the idea that we really all do need each other, and that this concept of making Christian art and supporting Christian art really are like what the body of Christ is detailed. Like when the Bible talks about us being different parts of one body, I think this is a great example of that. And so I'm excited for it. I can't wait for people to come and see. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have our own sort of balance between the fun and the silly, and then also the heart, and so I think we get to show a little bit of that. And I'm just honestly, like, not to get on my soapbox here, but I think this is it's such a fine line to straddle between celebrating and giving awards, and like you said, coming with the intention to worship. And I think that I feel like we're striking that balance where we are celebrating, but even in the acceptance of the awards, we're not awarding these individuals or necessarily these songs, more so than the one that gave them to us, and the God that made these opportunities. And I feel like every other artist I talk to has that same mindset. So it's going to be really fun. But like you said, we are trying to do it in a way that glorifies the Lord from start to finish.
Is there any artist, because again, you guys are on the newer side, but I mean, is there any artist that you're excited to see, or maybe collaborate with in the future? I mean, do you talk about that kind of thing? I'd imagine this is award shows like this is when some of that stuff gets brought up.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. And I think there's going to be a tremendous amount of kind of organic. That is what's so funny, is the lifestyle we all kind of lead is the people that you're looking for most are also on the road. And so I'm excited to there's a very kind of church campy nature of it, where we're all backstage and, oh my gosh, catch me up quick, and how you doing? And I love that part of it. And then, like you said, last year, we performed our song, The Commission, and we wrote a kind of new ending to it. And I just had my eyes closed, and we we're kind of worshiping. And when I opened my eyes, in the crowd a few rows back, I could see Kirk Franklin and the guys from Maverick City, and some of these people that I just hold in a high regard, just standing with their hands in the air and worshiping. And we were fortunate to have their dressing room right next to ours. So when we came off stage, I just kind of was like, hey, I know this isn't cool, but I just stuck my head in, like, I just want to say thanks. I'm looking forward to more of that, more of just that feeling of like, gosh, I'm such a big fan. The reason that I make Christian music is because I love Christian music. And so that element, like you said, is really special. I gotta go now for a little while, but goodbye.
Oh, I just love them. Again, you can watch the K-Love Award Show on TBN June 2nd. And for more info on Kane and where they will be performing next, go to kanetheband.com. And as I mentioned, make sure you are following them on social media too. All right, speaking of the awards, the K-Love Fan Awards also honor the top faith-based movies and TV shows that have an impact. Along with The Chosen and Jesus Revolution this year, 2 movies on PureFlix are also nominated, Moonrise and Running the Bases. But maybe you are wondering, is PureFlix really worth it? How much content do they really have? Well, there is a reason they are the #1 streaming channel for family-friendly and faith-based programming. And I talked with the Chief Content Officer for PureFlix, Linda Blazy, all about that.
Well, people ask me all the time, what do you do? And I say, I am the most blessed person, have the most exciting job in my life. And that is, I get an opportunity to see all kinds of content that really is going to be faith or family, but it's content that can draw people closer to the Lord. But in these well, first off, let's talk about this. There is a huge interest in faith content right now. We've seen, it started in 2014 when I was here with God's Not Dead, and that was almost 9 years ago, right? It is. And now we look, and this year has been amazing. I look at the Jesus Revolution at 50+ million. I look at The Chosen season 4 is happening right now, and people can't wait to see that. And then His Only Son came in. So very quickly in the last 2 months, there's this huge thing of where can I find faith content? Now you combine that with what's going on culturally. Ashbury, we started seeing revivals this year. And what was exciting to us is that we saw younger people and older people going to Ashbury, and they were either recommitting their life to the Lord or they were finding it. So I say to people, there's never been a better time for us to go out and say that we are going to go find faith and family content, and we're creating. And what you said is super important. We're doing great stories that are great in storytelling, but also quality. Because the members have spoken. They say we want great quality on both levels. And that's what we're doing.
And it's so interesting because I come from mainstream media, and I've seen how everybody's trying to figure out how we can deliver content to the families who want it, where they want to watch it. And there's all these different avenues now. Talk about the beauty of kind of being a streaming platform like you are and how that works. And again, it's just, that's where everything's going right now. If it's not in the movie theater, people want to stream it.
Well, yeah. And here's another thing is a lot of these faith-based contents are not going to go to some of the areas in the United States. All right. So they want to see it, but they don't have an opportunity necessarily to streaming when the pandemic came. I will tell you, streaming really got on fire because people couldn't go out. So all generations started finding streaming. And I'm happy to say we had God's Not Dead coming in on that day. I think it was 4/1, and everybody thought it had been planned. We had licensed that years prior. But streaming now is universally one way that people will consume content. Now, what they want to do is go to a trusted place, a safe place, a brand that they go, you know what? I know it's going to have the kind of content I want. It won't have language. It won't have violence. I can put my whole family in front of it.
And I get that question a lot when I tell people, hey, I did this interview, this movie's coming on PureFlix or this show or whatever. And the #1 question I probably get personally is, hey, is it worth it? Like, is it worth talk about, if you can, the programming, the amount of programming that's on there. Is there enough options? Because people want options. And again, kind of that it's for everybody in the family, no matter the age.
Both of those. Definitely what's exciting for us is we add new originals every month, and we add new license and we new exclusive. All right. So we know that what happens usually every Thursday or Friday night, people are looking to say, what am I going to watch this weekend? Whether it's on streaming or they're going to go to a theater. We have a cadence to make sure that we are delivering new content out there and promoting it every weekend. But we also serve a whole family. So we're going to be able to give you faith content. Maybe it's a light faith romance. Maybe it's a faith drama. Maybe it's a biblical series. Okay. And we have Rev Road coming in July, and you are going to want to talk about that and bring us back, because that's exactly it. We also can just bring in a nice, clean family movie. The language isn't in there. So what we do every week and every month is determine, how do we make sure we have new content? So when the family sits down on a Thursday or a Friday and says, what are we going to watch this weekend? We have new options for them.
And talk about kids. I feel like we haven't really featured them enough, but we were talking before we got started, Veggie Tales.
Without a doubt. So kids, last year, we actually created 2 more platforms. And a lot of people don't realize that we have PureFlix, but within our platform are 2 kids platforms. There's and we do it by age, 1 to 7 and 7+. And so as a parent, you can actually go in, have your kids hit kids, and then we will start curating for. We are the home of Veggie Tales. We have the most Veggie Tales in the US and Canada, and we keep adding a new one every month. I'm happy to tell you, Larry Boy, the Emperor of Envy, that's right, you heard it. Well, that he's in the top movies this month, and that's because our parents know that we're adding a new Veggie Tale, and the kids know, and they are just in front of it. But we also have other trusted brands in there, okay, whether it's Franklin or Superbook. Superbook has always been popular. So we try to bring in big brands and content for kids of all ages.
Oh, I just love it. And I'm so excited about where we are in 2023 and how far things have come and how we can use these movies and shows and different avenues as it is a form of ministry to tell people about the goodness of God, no matter how small or how big. And it's been an honor to promote a lot of the stuff that your team is putting out. So thank you for your time today. I'm going to let you get back to it, because I know there's a lot that you got to still kind of sift through and a lot of decisions to be made. But what a joy it is to speak with you for a little bit and continue it throughout the year, I'm sure.
Thank you for letting people know about PureFlix. We are deeply appreciative of this, okay? Because we're not going to stop. We want to reach people all over and let them know what we're doing and how we can help them watch content that probably can help them get closer to God.
Okay, now let's take some time to hear about the latest movie to debut this month, Sun Moon. It's a beautiful story about love and taking a leap of faith. Before I sit down with the producer, take a look at the film.
Kelsey.
Go away.
Okay.
Hey girls,
Hey, Maida.
I'm sorry to hear about, what do people call it?
Getting left at the altar.
Okay, well, keep praying.
I think God uses everything. What you love, your mistakes, your whims. I guess if you're stuck, maybe take a leap of faith.
He offered me a job teaching in Taiwan.
What?
There's nothing for me here.
You should go.
Before I start crying.
Kelsey, this is your class. Please.
Teacher, are you from America?
Are you a movie star? Do you watch American movies?
Fast and Furious. Mission Impossible.
Okay.
Okay. Can you help me? I don't know what I'm doing. I can't go back, and I refuse to admit one more failure, you know? Thank God you don't understand English, because
Vito.
this is embarrassing. Today, we are working on ing verbs.
I'm boring.
English is hard, but you are so smart. How did you learn to work with the students?
先犯一堆大错.
By doing it wrong first, a lot.
These kids need to be loved, and I want to love. But I am afraid if I love anything too much, God's just gonna take it all away.
Don't be scary. Don't be scared.
So when are you gonna show me Taiwan?
선문nek.
This is so beautiful.
Teacher, you want to go to night market?
Wow. What are your dreams?
Family, it's everything.
Tell me about your role, Steve, as the producer. And I guess let's pull the curtain back a little bit and explain to people what your role as a producer is on this film.
Yes. So I am the filmmaker in residence at a Lipscomb University in Nashville, which has a really good film and animation program. And my grad assistant a few years ago had an experience teaching English in the mountains of Taiwan between college and when she entered grad school. And she would tell me stories about the experience. And I thought they were interesting. And one day I said, you should take some of those classroom scenes because there's so kind of fish out of water and, two different languages being spoken, lost in translation. Put those in a screenplay. Let me see what that looks like. And she did. And it was good. So I helped her develop it into a feature-length screenplay. And then Rich Peluso at Sony Affirm, which is their faith-based arm of Sony.
I just spoke with him. About
right,
George Foreman. Yeah.
That's right. He's got George Foreman coming out too. He liked the pitch and said, I think I can find the money for you to make this. So my job as a producer was to take Sydney Tooley, the person whose story it is, to help her get it made. And so she is the director and the co-writer of the movie. And then I kind of oversee the project and make sure that the wheels stay on the vehicle. And it was particularly challenging because, most PureFlix movies are shot in the US. And this one we shot for a week in Nashville. And then we were 6 weeks in the Republic of Taiwan. And right the day we wrapped in Nashville, we were supposed to get on a plane the next day. And then the whole country got shut down because of COVID. So we were waiting for 7 months until we could finally get into Taiwan and film the movie. And we finally were able to. We went through 14 days of quarantine where everyone was each in a hotel room and not allowed to leave that room for 14 days. And then we finally got out and were able to finish the movie. And we're really happy the way it turned out.
What's so funny? You brought up Rich Peluso. And when I was talking with him about the George Foreman movie, he said, it's a miracle that any movie gets made. He's like, there are so many different challenges. And that was what I was thinking in my head. And then you explained that is all that you guys had to go through. My goodness. Well, what did that season teach you? Sir, had you spent much time in Taiwan before?
I had been there with a church singing group when I was still a teenager. So it had been a long time, and the country has changed so much in the almost 40 years since I'd been there. But it's a beautiful country. It's, of course, it's an island nation. It's the place we were at was up in the mountains, and it's called Sun Moon Lake. And so, that's where the name came from. And it's just this really beautiful spot that's feels exotic. And also, I got to where I loved the people there. Our crew was mostly Taiwanese, and they were fantastic. And it was just a really great experience all the way around.
Let's talk about the theme if we can. And again, it's about kind of taking this leap of faith, trusting in God when sometimes, most of the time, I feel like it feels like you have no idea where it's going. Can you relate to that at all? Kind of tell me, obviously, when you heard this story, you said, I'd like to see this get made. So it had to have touched you in some way.
Yes. When I was in college, I was like most people going to college, they care about what God's will is for their life. I wanted to figure it out. And I came across a book at the time called Decision Making and the Will of God. And it pointed out, when you look at scripture, that God's will has to do, first of all, with us being saved. And we know what that means. And then I think the theological term is being sanctified. And we know what that means. But then from there on, God's will is it's pretty wide open. If we're on the path with those two things, we get a lot of decisions that we get to make. And I think Kelsey is so brokenhearted with what happened in her life that she's just ready for anything different. And she decides to take this leap of faith and go halfway around the world and, teach English in a country she doesn't know anything about and frankly has never taught English before, and discovers not only that, God's plan can unfold in unlikely places, but that, I think for Americans, especially American Christians, we can have kind of a very parochial view of what God's doing. And the fact is that God's working all around the world, and that there is a vibrant Christian community in Taiwan. And
did
Kelsey
you see that?
Part of that? Oh, absolutely, yes. And that's the case in so much of the rest of the world. But we're so into our own way of doing things that we forget that the biggest the church the church in the world is predominantly outside of the US.
We live in this American bubble, and I feel like filmmaking, it's nice to see. That was my first thought when I saw the trailer. I thought, oh, look, they're going outside of the United States, for kind of a love story. I mean, it's sad that there's not that many out there.
I know, and I love traveling. So that was probably my first reason for wanting to do this movie is, let's go to Taiwan.
All right. Well, I guess what is the hope as people go and watch this? What's the message that you hope personally they take away?
I mean, I hope that I'm sure that I think they're going to have an enjoyable experience watching it. I hope that it not only expands kind of people's idea of how we determine God's will in our lives, but just that we're reminded too that God's doing a lot in this world that really has very little to do with the United States, that he's moving all around the world. And this is a movie that shows that pretty beautifully.
Again, Sun Moon is streaming now on PureFlix. And by the way, PureFlix just announced some exciting news. They're actually merging with the company Great American Media. More on that in the weeks ahead. But for more on how you can start streaming today, just go to pureflix.com. We hope you enjoyed our show tonight. Next week, I am talking with two-time Grammy nominee Phil Wickham as he gets ready to hit the road this summer with Brandon Lake. It's going to be a great show, so I hope to see you again right here on your Christian Television Network.